We know that many profoundly gifted children can be intensely passionate about their interests. Sometimes this means they want to talk a lot about their interests. And as a parent, you're an audience who just so happens to be around quite a bit when your child is info dumping or monologuing. You may wonder, should I just be a receptive, engaged listener? Am I reinforcing that this talking at someone is socially rewarding? Should I be doing something differently to be more of a partner in the conversation? Those are all important questions to think through. Many profoundly gifted people enjoy this type of communication. It's one way that they may express love and appreciation. They're also sharing one of their most favorite things with you in all its beautiful complexity and nuance. It's also a style of communication that can be leveraged as a strength, as our family services team shares in this excerpt from a virtual Q&A event. Stay tuned after the video for more information on the benefits of the Young Scholars Program and how you can directly access features like these virtual events.
So our summit is an in-person, and I swear this is relevant, is an in-person event that we have. Oh, wonderful, you have. Okay, for anybody else, our annual summit is our big gathering in Reno where we invite all of our families in for a long weekend in June. I don't know if your young scholar has had this experience, but one of my favorite things to watch at the summit is when two monologuers, which it sounds like your child has that conversation type a bit, when two monologuers monologue together. Monologuing is, I know, for in general, like our society in general says that monologuing is not a type of conversation, but it is. When I see two young scholars monologue together, because they are actually listening to the other person, even though they are continuing their conversation, to watch that happen and to see that type of connection is just so amazing. And it is one of the things that when I'm having a tough day, I have in my mind a few of these monologues kind of committed to memory. Of just watching them. Obviously, I wasn't partaking in them. And so it is that type. It's just that it's not very promoted in our society at large. But that is to say, your child can have a really rich, and I think you know this, but can have a really rich social connection by monologuing, especially if there's another person that's their preferred communication type. So this is to say, you don't necessarily have to do more as a conversation partner. Your young scholar is getting a lot socially, connection-wise, from the platform you are giving them. So you don't necessarily have to change anything. The other thing that I will say, if you are you feel like you need to say something, but you don't know what to say, you can say like, that's really interesting. Can you tell me more? For a monologuer, that is like the thing they want to hear is like, just tell me more. Just like, you don't have to say anything specific. You don't have to reference anything, very, I know I just used the word specific, but you don't have to do any specificity. You can just like, that's really interesting. Can you tell me more? Because they probably have a lot more to tell you. I would also say that it sounds like we have a lot of Minecrafters in our community and world builders. And if you can get them tapped into the tabletop role-playing game like Dungeons and Dragons, as well as many others, if you can get them tapped into that community, they're going to find a lot more world builders, and they're going to find a lot more monologuers. Also theater communities, monologuing is a type of conversation supported in that community, kind of very formally, I guess. But there's also speech and debate if they're interested in that sort of thing. There are speech and debate types where you aren't debating, it is the speech type of speech and debate. So that's where you're honing your monologuing skills and learning how to tell a really intriguing story. Also, there are other forms of communication that go well with this: stand-up comedy, spoken poetry. Poetry Out Loud is a national organization that supports this. So finding community in places where this type of conversation is really supported may be a very empowering experience for your young scholar. So like I said, the gaming communities, particularly the tabletop role-playing communities, theater, speech and debate, spoken poetry, stand-up comedy. Those communities really support this type of communication and will help your young scholar hone those skills so they know when monologuing is like the thing to use, how to monologue so you keep people really engaged, and other forms of communication, because all of those communities teach turn taking, different forms of communication, all of those things.
Thank you for watching this video. The Davidson Young Scholars Program provides our members with opportunities to connect, engage, and access a range of family services to support them on the profoundly gifted or twice exceptional path. Want to learn more? We host application Q&As for families to learn more about our program, testing requirements, and the application. Visit our website, davidsongifted.org, and find the next available Q&A on upcoming events. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments.